Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask Trish Anything. How are you doing today? I hope your day is going well. Um, Today, I have a really special guest on my show, and her name is Catalina Guerrero. She's a self love and purpose coach. And why I'm inviting her on my show is because I do believe that she's the best person to talk about self doubt. Because today, the question that I chose is, hey Trish, I'm driving myself to insanity with overthinking, self doubt, self loathing, and I feel helpless about it. What can I do to completely change my brain and actually enjoy my life? So, without further ado, allow me to introduce my guest, Catalina Guerrero. Hello, Catalina.
Hi, Trish. How are you?
I am doing okay. My brain is a little bit here and there, but I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for being here.
Me too. Happy to see you too.
Thank you. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for Catalina or myself regarding today's topic or anything that we touch on here, please do drop it in the comments and we will get to it at the end of the show. Okay? All right. So, my dear Kata, firstly, thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for inviting me.
No worries. And secondly, could you please share with all of us, actually, even myself, a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. So I'm a self-love coach.
Okay.
I love talking about life's purpose, healing, inner child work. So everything comes to guiding people to find their own truth, their own inner wisdom, and to become their own soulmates. So it's pretty inner world work. And yeah, that's what I do. What else? Personally, I'm from Colombia and I live in
That's what I
Australia.
wanted to ask you because you said you're based in Melbourne, yeah?
Yeah. Well, in Australia, I'm pretty nomad right now. But right now, I'm in Melbourne.
Okay, all right, okay. I have really one dying question. I've been like dying to ask you because I met you on Instagram and your Instagram account is the Cata Walrus. So what's up with the walrus? Can you please enlighten me about it? Because I've been really dying to ask you about this, so please.
Yeah. So there's a story behind it. So I have been coaching for 16 months, 18 months now. But
Okay.
before I was creating content for travel and kind of lifestyle. And I just started a blog like in 2016 called The Walrus in the Room because I was the walrus and the room was the world. And I call myself the walrus since high school.
All right.
So there's a story.
So you called yourself, but not that someone called you this.
No. So here's the story.
Okay.
In Colombia,
Right.
you say you are as fat, as lazy, as ugly as a walrus. Yeah. And people use it a lot. They say, stop being so morsa. That's how you say it in Spanish. And between my friends and I, we talked about the walrus as a bad thing. It's like, I didn't do the homework. I'm such a walrus. Or I got fat in the holidays. I'm such a walrus. And then at the same time, I would always complain about people who bullied others.
Okay.
But then we were bullying the walrus. So it was kind of like hypocrisy. I was like, why do we complain about something we don't know, which is a walrus, because we don't have walruses in Colombia. We know nothing about it. But we don't try to get to know the beauty of the walrus. Like, what is magical about them and what makes them so beautiful? And why are they here in this world? So pretty much I think that same thought is what brought me to become a self-love coach, of questioning why do we complain and bully and reject things that we don't know, rather than trying to understand them and see beauty in them. So that's pretty much what the walrus stands for in my life. And there's a bit of a story to get there, to get the meaning.
Okay.
But that's why Cata Walrus.
Okay. All right. So your blog name again is Walrus in the Room.
The Walrus in the Room.
The walrus in the room. All right. Okay. Interesting. Thank you so much. So, would you say that because of your own battles in the past, and you know, did you get any discrimination about this? Like, about
Yeah, so I suffered a lot of bullying in high school.
right?
Not just in high school, like in my life
Okay.
overall. Like I'm an introvert. I have this curly hair.
It's
Um,
gorgeous. Please.
no, I know that now. But I don't know if you've met a lot of Colombian women. They straighten their hair because they think
Mm,
curly hair is ugly. So I had this curly hair like a lion,
yeah.
and I was quiet, so I was an introvert. And I was also a little bit weird. I was like into books and into Harry Potter way too much, like, and I was weird, right?
Hey, I love Harry
So,
Potter too. Okay.
yeah, I know, like we're the Potter generation. And because I was kind of like out of ordinary, because usually people in Colombia are very extroverted, like, or not everybody, but that's most of the people are extroverted. And I think
Okay.
in general, like kids are very extroverted and they love playing and being around. So I suffered a lot of bullying.
Okay.
And I also did bullying as a form of, as a defense mechanism.
Understand. Yep.
Um, so yeah, self-love comes a lot like connected with that bullying
Yeah.
and that healing that I went through myself.
Catalina, hearing this, I can really say that I understand fully how you feel because, oh, hey, Marie, hello. Um, um, for me, myself, when I was also back in school and in my primary school days, I also had to fight a lot with people because of my mixed background.
Yeah.
And back then, my hair was even more curlier than yours, honestly. And really, really, honestly, more curly than yours. And it was really more rough. And I had more tomboyish looks. And I loved to, play rough, play sports. I wasn't girly at all. Give me a Barbie doll, and I will be like, ah, don't give me.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, like you said, I was just a weird one. I wasn't what people would normally call a girly
Mm.
girl.
Yeah.
So I got name called a lot, and I was an outcast. So anyway, I fought with boys. I fought with boys
Mm.
because I hated people calling me names. I hated people discriminating my parents for no reason, absolutely no reason. So I really do understand what you meant just now, that sometimes you don't mean it to be evil to people or cruel, but it's a defense mechanism.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really do understand. But you know what's really beautiful, Catalina, that you took that pain and now you turned it into power.
Mm.
And now you are helping others by becoming a self love coach, which is beautiful, really
Yeah.
beautiful, truly.
Which is pretty much what defines us as who we are in this world. Like everybody has pain, but
Yeah,
it's your choice whether you throw the stones to other people and hurt them,
correct,
or you take those stones and build a castle with it.
correct, correct. Because there's a saying, I think it's from the Bible, I think so, but correct me if I'm wrong, that when someone slaps you on the left cheek, you give your right cheek. And this doesn't mean that you're stupid, like, why would you give your other cheek? But if you think about it, if you slap me and I slap you back, when does it ever end? You're just like
Exactly.
throwing around negativity, and it just builds and becomes worse. So
Exactly.
really good on you, kudos on you. So okay, I have a question for you. I do believe that many people, everyone, in fact, even including myself, we have self-doubt sometimes to a certain extent. Even though I may be a counselor or you may be a coach, I believe that self-doubt is something that we all battle with from time to time. Why do you think, what is the cause of us having self-doubt? Can you share?
So yeah, you're right. Like everybody has self-doubt. Like
Yeah.
the CEO of the biggest company in the world has
Yes.
self-doubt, because self-doubt is a voice in our head. It's the inner critic,
Right.
the one that always has something to say about everything.
Yeah.
And as I said before, it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It's the voice of self-preservation. Yeah. So we are mortal beings. We are all human. Yeah, we can die. Yeah. We're actually pretty fragile. Dying is pretty easy. So we have this mechanism that keeps us alive. You can call that fear, you can call that the ego. You could call it whatever you want to call it, but let's call it the defense mechanism that has its role to keep us alive, just in this body, in this
Nice.
plane. Yeah.
Mhm.
So because their biggest role is to keep us alive, they're going to do everything in their power to keep us from doing new things,
Mhm.
from doing things that might kill us. So this mechanism is not rational at all. You can't have a rational conversation with it. It's purely self-preservation. It's very primitive.
It's trying to protect you.
Exactly. So it could create very rational sentences to you,
Yeah.
very rational stories to keep you from doing things, and they sound rational to you, but deep down they're just your defense mechanism trying
Right.
to preserve your life. So here's what happens. Like, we're like computers. We get like programmed between ages 0 and 7.
Mhm.
And whatever information we get from the world in those ages is what that defense mechanism keeps as truth. So if you're told that you can't play with dolls,
Mhm.
or in your example, for example, you can't play soccer with the boys because
Right.
you're a girl, and
You
in
shouldn't do that.
and in the society that you're living, you are a girl and you have to play with dolls and you have to hang out with the girls, and that's your mechanism, right? Because that's the story that you were told. So after 7, if you try to get out of that programming, self-doubt is just going to tell you, no, can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not what I was told you could do. So it just creates all these stories. Like,
Right.
if you play with the boys, you're never going to get married. And then
Mm.
it goes really deep. You're never going to get married. You're going to die alone. Nobody's
Yes.
going
Yes.
to love
Yes.
you. You're never going to have a job.
I
Yeah?
had all these thoughts in my head before, so I swear. So I understand.
Yeah. Because it creates those stories to
Yes.
keep you from doing the thing that it shouldn't do. Why? Because it might kill you.
Right. Or it might
So,
destroy your life.
yeah. And
Right.
its deepest, more basic fear is death. So, whatever keeps, because it's not rational, again, it's only survival.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
belief that has been built in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because something interesting, Catalina. When I look at my daughter, my baby girl,
Mm.
I learn so much from her every single day. And one of the things that I really noticed from her is babies, they are the most fearless beings in this whole freaking planet, I swear. Okay?
Yeah.
They will do all sorts of crazy things, put themselves in harm's way. And you know why? It's not because they love it, it's because they don't understand the meaning of fear. They just
Yeah.
don't. They don't
Mm.
understand really what's the meaning of pain. They don't really understand what's the meaning of fear. And they will only understand this either by, someone said societal values. Yes, I mean, through what society tells them, through what, mama, papa tells you, hey, don't do this, careful, don't do this, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe through themselves going through that pain and realizing, oh, this hurts, so I'm not going to do this again. So in a way, of course, yes, we learn by doing, and it's good that they learn and understand what is that meaning of fear. But at the same time, I feel sometimes we kind of like overdo it as we grow older. You know what I mean? Like we overdo it, like we become too fearful. When we are
Mm-hmm.
babies, we are like fearless, and then as we grow older, we become too much of it. Oh, I'm scared to do this. Oh, I think I can't do that. Oh, I better not do this. What do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And like children, they are universes within themselves. The way we see children is black, like white canvases that we have to paint on, which they're not. They are a painted canvas, a universe in itself. And our mission is to get to know them. And of course, to keep them safe because they're mortal. But all we have to do is to keep safe their bodies, right? Because their mind, it's going to develop into something magical if you don't put things in it.
Right.
Yeah, if you just allow it to be. And more importantly, like I'm a holistic coach, so I talk about spirituality.
Okay.
When it comes to their soul, they also know everything that they're supposed to do here on Earth right now. Right. And when you put the rules in them, your rules, the ones that you think are true, you are trying to paint on top of their magic.
Right.
So this is where we have to be very careful as carers and parents. Like, thank God I'm not a mom yet. I'm still dealing with myself.
I would say, Catalina, that it's more important to guide someone along and explain to them, even if they're babies, it's more important to explain it to them versus to tell them no. Because I do believe that as we tell someone no, 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 no too much, it causes this self-doubt a lot and low self-esteem a lot.
Yeah, it's like, back to your case. If probably you were told that you couldn't play with the boys, and you asked why, and you were told because girls don't do that. So you created this belief that girls don't play with boys.
Yeah.
That's going to affect all your life. It's not just going to be that moment. It's going to be forever. But if you're told, why can't I play with the boys?
Yeah.
And the reason you get is like, these boys right now are playing a little bit rough. Can you handle it? And the girl's going to be like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, then you go and play with them. Yeah, so that girl is going to say, I can handle playing rough. Yeah. I can handle being around boys. Yeah. So whatever story that, like, that could go in so many scenarios. Yeah. So many reasons that you could give to that little girl why she can't play with boys, or just let the girl play with the boys. Just let her.
And anyway, when you don't try, you won't know. You won't really know, how rough is really rough, or whether or not you can really take it until you try.
That was just an example of all the things that you could tell to the girl, or just let her be.
Right.
Herself. And do what she wants to do, which is play soccer with the boys.
Right.
Why not?
Exactly. Okay, Catalina, question. So the person who asked me this question, what would be your advice as a holistic self-love coach? What would you advise this person to help them come out from this dark hole that they are in?
Yeah. So the way I see it, that we are filled with those layers of beliefs that we were told. There's so many because we heard so many things. Example, you can't play with boys. You have to wear skirts. Pink is the color for you. You have to be soft. You have to be gentle. This is just for women, but you could do the same for guys. All of these beliefs that you're told by the society. You have to be thin. You have to wear your hair straight, or you have to be thinner, or like all these things. They're just layers.
You have to have a successful career. You have to earn X amount of money. You have to do this. You have to, everything. You should. Yep.
Yeah. So there's millions of those layers.
Right.
That are covering our authenticity, our true self.
Yeah.
So what you do is that you release each layer one by one.
All right.
Yeah. You can't release all of them at the same time.
Okay.
But you can release the one that is the closer to what you want to do right now. So, for example, if you're saying, I'm a doctor, but I want to become a painter, and that's your more immediate struggle or your most immediate problem right there.
Okay.
So the doubt that might come is, I can never make money as a painter. Painters die alone. Painters
earn no money.
Yeah. So you have to look at those beliefs, at those layers,
right,
and question them,
right,
and say, is this true? What's the validity of this belief? Who gave me this belief? Where did I get this from? And how can I free myself from this belief? Yeah. So that's the short answer.
Okay.
The bigger answer would be, you have 3 containers.
All right.
Yeah. Your mind, body, and soul. Yeah. And all of these beliefs, we store them in these different containers. What I've found through working with people is that we store most of them in our body.
Okay.
More than our mind. And what's logical in your mind? It's like, of course, we know that there are painters that are rich, and the mind kind of catches up with some logic.
Okay.
But the body is still not there because the belief's still there. So you need to connect with your body, and you need to connect with your soul, and with the parts of you that are not hooked yet.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like coming home to yourself, self-love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Containers. I've never thought of it that way.
So that's how I work with people. Yeah. So we find the belief, the most immediate belief.
Okay.
And we find where they're storing them and where's the disconnection. There's no blockages. There's just a disconnection. You just have to call back something home to you. So, for the question that you shared with me, what I get from that question is that she's probably very disconnected from herself, from her body. Yeah. So she's too much in her mind, but she's too little in her body. So before we jumped live, you were sharing with me that you were a little bit like ungrounded, and I share with you, don't do anything with your mind. Your mind is just what you have to do is quieten the mind and connect with the body. So ground, dance, sleep, eat well, because you need to feel your body, because your body is another container that contains the belief that you have to release. Yeah, so sometimes we think affirmations and journaling and mind, but where's the body? Where's the soul? Where's those parts of you that you're not owning?
Catalina, I really, I love what you're saying here, truly, because example, just now, as I was sharing with you, since last night, actually, I was not really feeling like myself. I'm not really sure why, but just, I find my mind is kind of scattered all over the place. And so last night I told myself, okay, I'm not going to set an alarm for myself this morning. I'm just going to sleep because I think I need sleep. And you're so right. Sometimes it's not always about the mind. I completely agree. It's also about taking care of the body. Yeah.
The body and the soul. So we go to the soul of, we hear, a soul crushing job, or that guy is soulless. We say that for a reason, because sometimes it's not mind. The mind, I want to be a painter. There's famous painters that are earning lots of money. Okay, my mind has a logic reason. Okay, I can be a painter. Then the body. How do I feel when I paint? How can I paint? Let's connect with the painter in me. The body is there. Now, how about the soul? How am I feeling in this doctor job? How do I feel in this painter job? Not bodily, not mentally. How does it feel emotionally? Where's the energy behind that? Yeah. That's also another part of it that is often unexplored in what is traditional psychotherapy and psychology.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Really, I love that. Because when three of these parts is aligned to mind, body, and soul, you feel more confident, you feel more fulfilled, more happy. Right?
You have your 3 containers.
Right. Beautiful. Catalina, but my next question is, do you believe that we can ever 100% eliminate self-doubt?
No.
Why
We
so?
can, because we're mortal beings. We die. So that's our defense mechanism.
Okay.
If you vanquish self-doubt, you're dead.
Okay, I hope not. Touch wood, touch wood. Okay.
The thing is that self-doubt, it's always gonna come back. It's fear. And it's always going to try to talk you from doing new things.
Right.
So you can overcome self-doubt in certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, I can't play with kids. I can't play with boys. And then you face the belief, you connect with your mind, body, soul in terms of playing with the boys. And then you're okay with it. So there's no self-doubt there. You already mastered that. You mastered the feeling good playing with the boys. So there's no self-doubt in that area. But there comes, okay, this girl is gonna go to university. So she has mastered self-doubt in one area of her life, but there's still gonna be self-doubt in terms of going to university. Yeah? Because then there's gonna be other set of beliefs and other these connections that you can find. But that's the thing, that's what keeps life interesting and fun. That if it was so easy, people would just do everything.
Right.
Yeah? We might as well not have bodies. And just be
You would think you're invincible, so to say.
floating around. Yeah? But it's in the body where we experience pleasure and pain. And that's the juiciness of life.
I like that, the juiciness of life. But what about you, Catalina? Have you ever experienced a moment whereby you really doubted yourself a lot and it really stressed you up so much? But have you ever experienced this moment before? And but how did you overcome it?
Yeah. I think I experience self-doubt every day.
Okay.
Mhm. When you have that voice in your head. But you can talk to that voice. Yeah.
Okay.
When did I experience it? Many times. Like people think starting a business is just easy, but it's not. Like you would know. It's not just like I'm gonna be independent and I'm not like it's scary to start a business. And it's not just I'm gonna post a couple of things on Instagram and then I'll have clients.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. Yeah, so you experience a lot of self-doubt and a lot of fears and a lot of I'm good enough.
Yeah.
And
you compare yourself to others.
Comparison, rejection.
Yeah.
Just because we're here talking about this doesn't mean, no. Like I cried with my coach yesterday out of the next steps of my business because it's always terrifying. Always. Yeah. But this is the part I love is like you can be both a masterpiece and a work in progress.
Nice.
Yeah. That's a church in Spain. What's the name?
Church.
Yeah, the one there. It's the church in Spain.
You mean the cathedral?
The cathedral, yeah. That has never been ended. It's still in construction, but it's a masterpiece because it's beautiful. Yeah. So we are like that. I have mastered some areas of my life. I have mastered it being able to talk to you here on YouTube. Like there's no doubt there. but there's still doubt in growing and expanding my business, and doubt in going on a solo trip somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So when you're feeling like really down, like I really can't do it, take it easy
Right.
and connect with the why. Why do I want to do this? So that's when we listen to love. So self-doubt is fear. And the why, the bigger purpose is love, is that exciting, the juiciness of life that we were talking about, the expansion. So there's this voice of fear telling me I can't play with the boys, but there's this voice here telling me that I want to run and get dirty and have fun in life. And that's your why. So that's why you're going to face this fear of making your mom angry, and you're going to go play with the boys, because the voice of love is bigger than the voice of fear. So you just go for it and you connect with that why.
You know, Catalina, I have a confession here.
I love confessions.
Ooh, okay. The thing is, sometimes people write to me and they say, "Oh, hey, Trish, I'm so happy for you. All the best for your success. You know, you're doing great, and you're so successful, etc., etc., etc." And I think to myself, what do you mean? Because like, and I mean this honestly, like when someone say, "Hey, you know, you're very successful," like, what do you mean by that? I don't even feel there. And it's really interesting. I think people sometimes who they think they're or rather people perceive them as successful, but that person who is successful, maybe they don't even feel it. And the thing is, this word successful is actually a very how do you say, a fluid word. It really means different things to different people. You get what I mean? Like maybe success to me can mean very different things to you. So for me, it's more that I think I'm successful if I'm able to at least have a healthy amount of, you know, financial income, and I'm able to juggle time with my family. Whereas success to another person can mean that, hey, I have $1 million in my account, and then I'm successful. You know. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you agree with what I say? Like sometimes somebody can tell you something, but at the end of the day, it's within us. Like you said, you know, the voice in our head, like what do we perceive ourselves? I think that is really more important. And sometimes people can tell you things, but it just doesn't register.
Yeah. People think success is out there. It's the top of the mountain.
Right.
But success is right here. So you don't chase success, you are success. You already are success. You don't need to prove anything. That's another belief that, like, we were told that to be successful, we had to get to a place where we have money, we're married, we have children, we have the house, the car, the scholarship. Yeah, we have everything. So that's a place of success is out there in the future, far away from you. Chase it. Go chase it. But that's not true. Success is here, now. I am success. You are success. Already. Why? Because we don't have tomorrow.
Nice.
Tomorrow is an illusion. It doesn't exist. We never have tomorrow. It's always now.
Right.
Right? So tomorrow, what's going to be? It's going to be now for you, but tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tomorrow is
So,
not, it's never sure. And it's not definitive. It's not always for sure it's going to happen. And yesterday is something that
yeah,
we can't touch. It's so, in sometimes it's truly better to focus on the now.
that's the point. It's always now.
Always. Okay.
It's always now. Here's what I mean.
Okay.
When has been the most successful you felt?
When? Well, when I published my book, I would say this is one of the most, I was very proud of that moment because that was a dream
Mm-hmm.
that I really wanted to do. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. So you publish your book. You
right.
have your book in your hands. It's a published thing. People can access it.
Yeah. In fact, I can show you. One moment. Ta-da!
Exciting.
Okay.
So when you did that, what time was it?
A couple of months ago.
It was future or it was present?
Past, as in few months ago.
Yeah, but in that moment, what moment was it?
Present.
It was now,
Yeah.
you know? It was the now. You had
Right.
it now. Yeah. The day before, you didn't know it was in the future. Yeah. Because you had the now. The power of now. It's always now. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., it's not going to be tomorrow 7 p.m. It's going to be now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But my question is, what if like how do you actually tell yourself that, hey, all right, appreciate the success you have right now? How do you instill that in your brain? Like, do you have an affirmation for this? Do you have some kind of tricks that you can, motivate yourself to believe that, all right, you are good, you don't have to doubt yourself, success is now?
Um, I would say emotional intelligence
Okay.
and gratitude.
Share a bit more. Emotional intelligence.
So, in the now, you're feeling something.
Right.
Let's say in the now, you're feeling a little bit. How are you feeling? How are you feeling right now?
Right now,
Yeah,
I feel very enlightened because I'm learning a lot from you. So,
I'm feeling enlightened. I'm feeling excited.
okay.
That's the now. And in your enlightenment and in my excitement, there's success. We are success right now. I don't have $1 million in my bank account. Neither are you. But you and I are successful right now because I'm owning my emotion. This is who I am right now. With excitement comes success and happiness and joy. Yeah? That's what I am right now. Now, if you are angry,
Mhm.
yeah, there's a moment in the now, not now, but in a moment in the now that you're angry. There's success in anger because you are feeling it. You are experiencing that emotion. You are feeling. You are interacting with the world. That is success. So, success, more than a having, it's a being. Is this too deep?
I think that it's okay. Personally, I think that emotional intelligence is something that I understand what you mean, but it's not something that everybody has. Because when people sometimes don't get to touch something or they don't get to feel something, it feels not real. Do you know what I mean? It's harder to grasp, it's harder to apply when it's not something that you can touch and feel. It's just like mental health.
Mhm.
So although I understand what you are trying to explain, but these are just my personal tips that kind of like helps me to get myself back, motivated and not, or rather get my self doubt in check. Is these little things of talking to people, my circle of support system, people who I trust that is always there for me at like a listening ear. That is
Mhm.
one way that I kind of build back the self confidence in myself. This is one way. And another way is I read inspirational articles
Mhm.
because it gives me a different perspective of things, of life, of myself. I mean, I know I'm a mental health and career counselor, but learning never ends. And like I said just now at the beginning, self doubt happens even to me. So in these moments, yeah, I do these little things to bring back that self confidence in myself. I mean, I would say that in terms of emotional intelligence, like what you said, I would say my EQ is quite high. I've done a test on this, and many people also say they feel I'm a person with high EQ, but still
Yeah.
it just happens. But more than that, Catalina, my next question is: do you believe that having self doubt can actually be actually healthy? Because yes, you said it's survival, but I also, from what I gather from our conversation, it's actually healthy also because sometimes it keeps us, in my opinion, it keeps us humble. It keeps us to a certain extent knowing that, all right, we have to question ourselves sometimes to keep our cup half full. Like I said,
Mhm.
life is a constant journey of learning, and you never have all the answers for everything. So
Mhm.
what are your thoughts about this?
Um, a little bit connecting with what you were saying before,
Right.
of that you connect with what you have, your support system, and the things that you have around you, physical, the gratitude for those, and
Yeah.
then the things that you do, read articles, and those are great, but it has to come to the being. So for you to do and to have things, you need to be first. Yeah, and the being is emotions, right? So this whole self-doubt is all the rules that you've been told, telling you that being you is wrong, that being you, being the girl who plays with the boys, or the the doctor who wants to be a painter, or the curly girl who doesn't want to straighten her hair, the being that is wrong.
Right.
We have to come back to the being me is okay. And you are everything. You are success, enlightenment, happiness, excitement. But you also are fear, doubt,
Right.
judgment, shame, guilt. So being you is okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be scared.
Mm.
So self doubt being the voice of fear. It's okay to be fear and to experience fear because fear ultimately is keeping us alive.
Mm.
It's okay. What's not okay is to stay there.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
I like to think of life like you're sitting on a bicycle, and the only way to actually stay on the bicycle is to keep on moving.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment when you stop, you might potentially fall.
Yeah. So this is when we hear it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be
Exactly. Exactly.
depressed. It's okay because it's part of who you are. Yeah.
Yep.
But what we do as humans is that we have to connect with the voice of love that I was talking before, with the why.
Right.
Why are we here?
Yep.
We are having an experience. We
Mm.
are connecting with others and teaching and learning and experiencing. We are doing all these things. And
Right.
if we disconnect from the why
Mm.
or from the love of from the voice of fear or of love, sorry,
Right.
we're allowing fear to eat us.
Correct.
And this is when
When we
people get
struggle.
lost.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I really love what you said, Catalina. It's okay not to be okay, and it's just really part of being that there is good
Yeah.
points, as in good emotions, and then there is times of doubt and fear, but it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's just about understanding your feelings, accepting what you feel, and facing it and moving forward. Correct?
Yeah. So this is the be, do, have model.
Right.
First, you are.
Okay.
First, you be.
Okay.
Who are you? You're beautiful woman, intellectual, um, all the beautiful things you are. You are those things. You are success. You are enlightenment, excitement. You are those first. Then you do the things. But you don't have to do so you can be. You
Right.
are first. And then you have. People think, though, with the connecting of success, that success is far away.
Mm.
For me to be success, first I need to have the money. First I have to do the job. So people live in a paradigm where they have to have and do so they can be.
Mm.
But first you put the be. I am success. I am scared.
Okay.
I am first. Then I do, then I have.
Okay, but question, Catalina, what you're touching on right now, it actually makes me think of the law of attraction. It makes me think of manifestation. Is
Yeah,
this correct?
yeah. It has to do with it.
Right.
Everything is interconnected.
Okay. Beautiful. And how would you make yourself feel and believe that I am success right now? Can you give me one quick tip? How would you make yourself feel and believe that I am success?
Practically, find the evidence that you are success. So, what are all the moments in your life that you felt successful? I helped you connect with one. What is success for you? You
Okay.
said it's to spend time with my kids, to have financial security. That's success for you.
Right.
For me, success is to feel connected and inspired and safe. Yeah, also safe. Yeah, so that's success. And if you define your own definition of success, then you can connect with the times that you have proof that you've been that.
Right.
Because if you can find the proof that you have already been that,
Mm.
you can connect with be, how to feel it again. Not become it because you already are it, but how to feel it again. What to do and what to have so you can feel it again. But you already are it.
Catalina, there's actually a couple of ways which I suggest to my clients on how they can do this, and I would one of the ways is actually called like a vision board. A vision board, you can put up all the things which maybe moments of success which you've already felt before, and that's one good way of reminding yourself of all the things that you've achieved. Example, just now you were saying about my board at the back, and he was saying, oh, there's so many certifications and stuff like that, and the reason why it's even up there is because to me that is how I remind myself of how much of effort that I've put into my
I
career,
have
into
a
my
word.
there. There you have one too. It's a good way, using visuals. And another way is actually having a book of small wins, to note down all the little things that you have achieved in your life, and in moments of doubt, when you feel insecure and you think that you're not good enough, refer back to this book. It's just like a bible of all the wins that you've had in your life,
Yeah,
and it's really a quick boost that, hey, that's right, I did that, like, whoo, yeah, that's great.
yeah. And it took us a lot to get to this practical thing.
Right.
But when people are given the practical thing, they're just like, too easy. Times when I've experienced sex. Okay, how's this gonna help me? Yeah, because they don't know the whole theory behind it. It's
Yeah.
like I always tell people, like, what makes you beautiful? And it's like, I don't know. How's that gonna help? It's like, "Ooh, now I can refer them to this video, right? Because people are so disconnected with themselves, they don't even see the point
Right.
of counting their successes or finding beauty within them because they think everything is outside of them.
Right.
Give me the solution external for me, where everything is inside. Self love. Yeah.
Exactly. Beautiful, Catalina. All right, one more question. What is your handy tips for anyone who would like a quick self boost of confidence? What would be your tips?
Self boost of confidence.
Yes. In moments
Mm,
of self doubt.
It really depends on where you are connected with yourself.
Okay.
Because if you are very disconnected with yourself, probably talking to someone would be good. So they can tell you what they see in you that you can't see.
Right.
But for example, for me, like I feel I'm very connected with my body and with myself. The first thing I would do is dance and and get out, go for a walk and reconnect with myself, meditate. But that works for me because I'm connected with myself, because I can find that power within me.
Mm.
But for someone who's really disconnected, who's gonna tell me how's that gonna serve me? Like dance? Are you really?
Yeah. Are you crazy?
I would say talk to someone who can reflect what you can't see.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then probably, someone who is way more advanced in these things could have a different advice. Because, they're more evolved in their connection with themselves and they would have a different advice. So those would be mine.
Okay. For me, I just want to add on that for all that who's watching here, my little tip of boosting your self-confidence would be reminding yourself that each of us are a different kind of flower. We're all simply different. And every flower, it has its pros and cons. And we all are not perfect. Nobody is, nobody. And just remind yourself of the strengths that you have, harness those, appreciate those, and nurture
Mhm.
those. And as for those little things that you perceive as flaws or imperfections, they are not bad. Okay, it's just a part of you. That it doesn't mean that it defines you, that you're a failure. It's just something that you can improve, you can work on, because like I said, life is a constant journey of learning and nobody's
Mm.
perfect. If everybody was perfect, we would probably be complacent and we think we're invincible and we just won't push ourselves to try new things, and yeah, or to keep
Exactly.
on learning. Yeah.
I Something else came to me as you were speaking, and it's like confidence is the ability to trust yourself in any situation.
Right.
So it's about self-trust and it's also about ownership of yourself. So confidence is not something that you build in a moment if
Yes.
you're not doing the inner work.
Yep.
You have to build the relationship with yourself because it's self-trust. Like confidence is what you see in a confident person is like they can't just do anything and talk to anyone and be okay. Why? Because they know they can handle themselves in rejection, in inadequacy, in saying the wrong thing, in hurting someone, because they trust that they can handle that situation. They're not scared of the unknown.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's not something that you're just gonna be like, okay,
No, it doesn't happen overnight. It's
done.
a process.
No, it's something you build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. And even like we said just now, self-doubt is something that we probably will have until the day that we die. It's only a matter of slowly building
Yeah.
up that muscle of, slowly connecting with yourself, as you said, trusting yourself and connect, like you said, aligning the mind, body, and soul.
And being okay with the unknown.
Correct.
Yeah. Because there's a lot that we don't know.
Yeah.
And you could try to waste your life trying to figure out everything that you don't know, and you would never end.
True. And
So
in fact, I just recently came out with a video about this, about, that I shared that I quit my job and I'm trying to go into YouTube full time, etc., and be a mental health counselor full time. And this is exactly what you said, being okay with the unknown and to know that you will never have all the answers ever. And sometimes you just have to put yourself out there and try. You can prepare yourself, you can strategize, you can do all that, but sometimes it's just like coronavirus. I mean, who could have planned for that?
Exactly. And trust that you can handle yourself in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Catalina. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Cata.
No, thank you. It was fun.
It is. Okay, my dear viewers, if you have any questions, please do drop it in the comments right now because we're going to address it. So while y'all drop any questions there, I want to let y'all know that if you would like to connect with Catalina, you can find her via Instagram, all right? And your Instagram account is at kata.thewalrus, yeah?
Yes.
And as well as if you want to connect with her on Facebook, she has a group called Self Love Chicas. And her website is www.thewalrusintheroom.com. And all of this I'm going to put in the description below. All right. And she also currently has a program, a free 5-day training program, which I think, Kata, you'll be the best person to share more about this program. So please.
Yeah, so this is a series of 5 trainings where we go deep into the importance of having a vision, so knowing your why, intentional living. I talk about money mindset. I talk about inner child healing. All of these are interconnected, and they're about connecting with yourself, your worthiness, your inner beauty, your inner wisdom. So they all seem scattered, like we got from self-doubt to law of attraction, but in reality, it's everything. Everything is interconnected. And those 5 trainings are gonna give you a feel of what it's like to first kind of work with me for free and to explore more of you, of who you are and what you want and your worthiness. And yeah, that's the intention of those 5-day trainings.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm also going to put this link in the description below. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Catalina, thank you again so much for being here. I truly appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
And
I appreciate
definitely
you.
stay in touch. I'll see you around social media. Thank you to
I
all
will.
of you for being here and for your support. Thank you. And have a lovely day. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.